I gotta hit go live. With now we should be on Instagram. There we go. All right, so here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
There we are. Hey, there's Zoe Dean.
Hi.
Zoe Dean, star of Stage and Screen. I saw you. It was perfect because as it was doing the countdown, I saw you fluff your hair out.
I was like, oh, and then
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I was like, this is. By the way, that intro is perfect.
Isn't that fun? Isn't that a fun intro?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, before we get too carried away, I just want to show a little clip of something to people so they know who they have the pleasure of watching me talk to.
Okay. I'm nervous. Oh, not the
No word on that distress beacon?
The distress beacon has no response.
Great. Fucking great. AI,
Yes, pilot?
how long will hibernation mode last now?
An estimated 7 days remain.
7? You said 8 a few minutes ago!
As resources deplete, sustainability decreases.
I know how math works. Why didn't you tell me that I lost a day?
I was instructed to silence alerts.
Jesus fucking Christ! So my options are run out of air and die, or go to sleep and hope that you wake me up but probably die? Is that right? AI, I'm asking you a fucking question!
I am unable to provide an accurate response.
I love that. That's, I show that to new actors. When
Do
they
you
come in.
really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I do.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's an honor coming from you.
It's
so
just
thank
like
you.
it's to me it's like that. That's being in the moment. That's what I mean when I mean being in the moment.
Yeah.
And you just have such a gift. And there's another one that I also, and I can't find it anymore, but it was one that it was because the mask kind of hides your eyes. But there's another one that's like, just look at her eyes. You could everything she's feeling, every layer of what she's feeling is in her eyes. And I love your work. I love your work.
Thank
And
you.
I feel so honored when I get a chance to have you join us here at Ensemble Stage. But
The honor is mine, so thank you. Yeah, that role. Oh, that was a hard one.
I bet that was.
film.
Yeah.
That was so hard. We were in. It was my the guy who wrote it and directed it, Ian Eric. He's amazing. He built a spaceship in his tiny guest room in his apartment in Brooklyn, and it was a crew of about 5 or 6 people, I would say, and I was just stuck in this tiny little spaceship all day, and it was tough, and I
bet it was.
It was tough. But I'm so happy that it
And how long is the film in its entirety?
13 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say it's really not that long.
Not
and
long.
Now where can people go to like, is there a place online they go see the whole thing or what?
Yeah. So it's on Vimeo, but it's also it's linked on my website and on my Instagram and everything.
Yeah, what's your website? And I couldn't get the link. I didn't for some reason.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'll make sure it's working. But yeah, it
Yeah.
should be on my website and on my Facebook and all the things.
It's probably good because I would have made the audience endure, not endure, but enjoy the whole 13 minutes of it because I love watching you do that.
Thank
It's
you.
just so fun. And
Thank you.
I guess while we're talking, I should add this to the background a little bit and let people see what this. Where are you at? Where'd you go? There we go. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there she is. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh,
These are pictures from I'll Be Back Before Midnight,
yep.
the first it was the first professional show. You'd done some shows for kids before, right? With
Yep.
us.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I did Marmalade Gumdrops in
That's right. Yeah.
2018 with
Yep.
Derek Gagne, and then but
Yep.
this was my first ever professional production with a professional director, professional theater with people I've never worked with before.
Oh, really?
All over. It was an honor.
Yeah. Well, it was an honor to have you with us because you were just such a rock. It's very seldom that, especially somebody your age, that young, that I can sit there and go, "Ah, that's how you do it, folks. Right there. That's how you do it."
I think I
And
was 20.
yeah,
It was
probably
20.
you just graduated. So,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, you were probably 20. And
20.
were you 20 or had you even graduated?
No, I
Weren't you?
hadn't. I
No,
graduated
you were
in
getting ready
2020.
to go into your senior year.
Yep.
That's right. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I literally turned 21 during the rehearsal process and came to the next rehearsal hungover as crap after that. But hey, at least it worked out. So yeah.
That's right. I remember that. And I remember in the rehearsal process, it was like,
I learned a lot. I learned a
Yeah.
lot to never especially never come to a rehearsal hungover. We'll never do that again. We'll never do that again. So, but yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot because that's right. You did turn 21, and
Yep.
that day after that, that's
Yep.
right.
And I went out with Justin and I went out with Justin
Yep.
and everyone, and yep. I think it was our designer run the next day.
Oh my God, that's right. Oh,
So
good
I really
Lord.
made a bad mistake, but it's okay. At least it still worked out.
Yeah, but the show was on, and another one of those magnificent Mike Helms sets.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh, what an
it was-
honor to work on. Oh, it was so immersive, and it was
Yep.
it was so cool. It was so
Yep.
cool.
It was, there's not a lot of shows that every element of the show I go, I love that. And this was one of them. I mean, the blood so suddenly appearing on the floor, and her hanging by her neck in the hallway with all the leaves and crap all over her. Oh my
So
God!
good. It was so good, and just the jump scares, and I mean, I'm a huge horror fan, and you barely ever see horror like theater, plays that are immersed in like the horror genre. So when you gave me this to audition with, I was so excited, and so when you offered me the role, I was so ready. So.
Well, this is my jam. This is the kind of stuff I love to do. If I could do a full season of this kind of stuff, holy shit!
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I would love that. My audiences would get a little tired because it's funny. This one wasn't as bad as a lot of my suspense thrillers because this had a lot of comedy in it too.
It did.
Um,
Yeah.
So it made it a little less stressful for audiences. But
Yeah.
there's times when we do shows that our audiences walk out there and just they're wore out because it was just so intense. But,
Yeah, I believe it.
which I love. I love that.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, you had an experience, and that's what you want coming to the
That's
theater.
what theater. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's what theater.
Yeah, and if you can
There's Stephen
feel-
Huff. Look at
Yeah.
him.
Oh, love him so
Yep.
much.
Yep.
Yeah, those actors were amazing. I'm still connected to all of them, and I love.
Are you
watching
really good?
Yeah. They're great. I learned so much from them. They were the first people I had worked with, like out of my circle.
Your little college bubble.
Mhm. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I learned so much, and I still apply.
There
a lot.
it is. God, look at that.
So good. It's so good.
But yeah. So with that being your first professional gig there with I'll Be Back Before Midnight. What were you expecting before first? I mean, you knew me, so you had a sense of what it was, and I'm sure you've already discovered I'm not a lot like a lot of directors. But I like to think of myself as, I don't know. I just don't have time for bullshit. You know, I don't have time to coddle, and I don't have time to to go. Oh, hey, that was pretty good, but let's try this.
Yeah.
It's much easier to go. You know what? That sucked. Let's fix that now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And I needed that. I needed that. It was the perfect thing for me at that moment. I mean, I didn't even know what to expect. I was so nervous. I remember that first rehearsal as clear as day. I was terrified because I, wanted to make a good impression. I didn't want to let anyone down, and these working with these actors and with you so experienced, it was scary. But as soon as we got in there and we just started talking about the material and we all just kind of like sat together and felt each other's energy, it was gold from there. And it was great. And that's exactly what I needed. I needed someone to tell me that the direction I was going in wasn't right. I needed blunt.
yeah, yeah,
especially at that age. And
yeah, I agree.
that has helped me throughout my entire career. I mean, I genuinely would not be here today without having that at that time in my career. Like, I needed this. So
Wow, and I did that. Look at that.
yeah,
Wow.
you did that. Yeah, I'll give you some credit. Not too much, but
But yeah, it was, and so okay, so your first day you were nervous as hell, and then
mhm.
you got adjusted and everything, and then I remember there was one scene that you kept having. It was you were having trouble with it because um, you had just, I remember you had just been scared shitless or whatever, and then you came out of it like 2 lines later, and you kept coming. It was like you it didn't carry over, it didn't linger, and
Mhm.
we had to keep working on that
Yep.
of understanding that, all right, 2 lines ago you just got the shit scared out of you,
Yep.
so I don't think 2 lines later that you're back to being normal yet,
No.
and we had to make that kind of 5 minute progression of you calming down and easing in and getting back to who your character is,
Yep.
instead of just being um, you know scared shitless and then, oh, everything's fine, which
Yeah. Like taking your time with those moments.
mhm,
And
yeah,
that is a big thing that I implement in my process now is just take your time.
yeah,
There's,
and and
you
and
know,
be and be I mean, I think I remember telling you this, is like, in that, when we were talking about that at that moment, it was like, in real life, are you do you ever, if something scares the shit out of you like that in real life, do you ever get over that in 15 seconds?
no,
No.
no.
It takes you a while to get over that.
Yep.
And that's kind of like, I mean, to me, it's just, that's bringing that honesty and that truth into a character and creating a show that has that and everything. But
Yep.
um, you were a friggin' rock star in that, but
Thank you.
as you always are. I know I always, and I got to be honest, I don't always do this with people, but I shouldn't say, I do it with a small handful of people that I do this, where when I start looking at a season, in the back of my head, I have like five, well, six actors. There's like, God, I hope I find something that works for them. God, and you're one of those six. It's like,
Oh,
God, I hope this would be good for. I hope, and like I said, there's like six actors that I do that with, and every year, and ever since this midnight, and actually even before midnight, because I'd come to see you in a show at App State. I can't remember. Do you remember what show that was?
yeah,
I
it
saw.
was Eurydice.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think so. Well, because you saw me first in Sweeney Todd, and that's how you found me for Marmalade Gumdrops.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure it was Eurydice that you came. As that was right before, this had to have been right before this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been it then, because
Yep.
I remember. So even when I saw that, and um, even I hadn't even had you in one of our shows yet, and I was sitting there when we were finding things, like, I'd like to find some for Zoe. Zoe would be good. I would love to have her on this stage. And then we found this, like, and honestly, the character was or the character was a little bit older than you were, but it's
Yep.
like, no, fuck that, I don't care. I Zoe can pull this off. This will
Thank
be
you.
good. This will be
Thank
good.
you. Yeah,
And
it was a challenge. that was a challenging role. I mean, physically and emotionally, and it just, uh,
And
yeah.
I think also, hopefully, because I know part of your process also was, and something that I kept harping on was I think I remember saying, Zoe, yeah, your character's not 20.
Yep.
You're,
Yep. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
and
Yeah.
it brought in that whole physicality, remembering your body
Yeah.
and taking that into account in your physicality with the character and stuff.
Yep.
But
Yep. And now
um,
that's one of the first things I think about when handed a character is the physicality and how it takes over my body and how just different it is from me as now 26-year-old Zoe.
yeah.
So it's, yeah, it
Oh
was
my God,
really
you're
fun.
26 now.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
that is
I
crazy.
know.
What are you
Ooh.
working on now? What anything?
So I've been doing a lot of like film work and voiceover work, which has been really fun, and a lot of auditioning. So
Yeah.
much auditioning, which I'm
Well,
just great. I'm grateful for that. I'll take that.
yeah, we're not actors. We're auditioners that get to
Yeah, I
act.
know at this point, yeah, I
Yeah.
get that tattooed on my forehead, but I'll take it. It's a performance opportunity. So,
Yeah.
but I'm actually gearing up to shoot another short film in a couple weeks.
Mm,
And then I'm also about to start rehearsals for this new, it's like a 20-minute musical that's going up in a festival at the Tank Theater in New York. So that will be premiering December 11th. So we'll be starting rehearsals very soon for that.
oh wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I yeah, and you're such a wonderful singer too. You're now. I don't know. Can you dance? I assume you can dance.
You know, I can move. I can feel a rhythm.
I bet you
If
could.
they
Yeah.
give me time with the
Yeah.
choreography, I could do it. But like
You're
those dance calls,
you're one of those. You're one of those. You're like a triple threat. I was a single threat. I could act. I acted very well, but
that's all
that's
you
what I
need.
could do. I could act. I couldn't sing for shit, and I couldn't dance for shit. But by God, I could act. And
Yeah.
so every time,
Yeah.
so are you triple? No, I'm a single threat.
No,
I
I'm a
am
single
a total
threat.
single threat.
I love
But
that. I need to get you a T-shirt that says "single
yeah,
threat."
single threat. Yep, theatrical single threat. That's
Yep.
me.
Yep. Trademark. It's yours now.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to trademark my Stream-A-Thon. I think
Yes.
I need to
Yes.
copyright that title there,
You
baby.
have to. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
So getting back to this, and we could actually a little bit more about um, what is it? What are some of the things? A couple of things you remember the most about this production, besides it being your first time and all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. But
I remember it being the first moment where it kind of clicked in my brain, like, oh, excuse my language. Oh shit, I can do this for like a living. Like this is what I can do.
hmm
Um, because I think right before this, I was only a general theater major at
yeah, yeah,
I hadn't switched over to performance just yet because I just
yeah,
wasn't very confident. I didn't do a lot of theater in high school. I just the confidence was never really there until I met you guys
yeah,
and immersed myself in this theater. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot, and this feels like me. And working with these people that I've never met before, and getting to learn from their experiences, it's just like this is gold. This is how I want to live the rest of my days. So I
yes.
think that's the big thing that I remember is that this was the moment.
And I think you had an advantage too because you're working with Steven, and who's done a lot of work, and Brian,
Yep,
um,
yep.
who's done a lot of work
Oh,
and
I was
everything.
so yeah,
And
so
and
lucky.
so yeah, so they had lots of experience behind her. And the girl, I'm like, well, I can never remember her damn name.
Shannon.
That I think something
Yeah.
like that, yeah. But she was in college as well at
Hmm.
the time, and so she was kind of going through those same. The only thing I wish it could have been different is that because at the time you lived close by, so
I
I
did.
think
So I couldn't stay with them.
exactly. I was going to say it would have been good for you to also live there with them,
I agree.
in the housing and kind of feel that dynamic as well.
I agree.
And
Yeah, I definitely think I missed out a little bit on that, but I'm happy I got to experience that with the last show that I did with you with Texas Romance. So that
oh,
was
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did. I
yeah,
forgot about that.
yeah,
That you we housed you as well.
yeah, and it was amazing.
Wasn't that in the, I got to say we do housing well.
Oh,
We
oh, it was a dream, man. It's just like what every actor would ever want. And especially coming from, I was just going off of that 5-week off-Broadway run in the
Yeah.
city of that new musical. I was going, and just hustling, bustling in the concrete jungle. And so to go from that to that beautiful home, I mean, the mountains, just and that was my home for 4 years. So it was
Yeah.
exactly what I needed. And everyone in the cast was great. And it was just, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's and speaking of that, and I don't know if I don't think I have a Texas romance thread here yet for that, but Texas Romance was the next one that you did
Mhm.
with us, and the what is that noise? Oh, that's me. Uh, and that that wasn't the next year. No, because we
Nope.
had the pandemic.
Yeah.
That was just before the pandemic.
Yeah, no, that was 2023, August. So last year, August of last year.
Wow. And and by that time you had done a lot of stuff correct by that time.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. And I had just graduated from the Atlantic Acting School in the city. So I was able to
oh,
get more
that's
training.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I was more seasoned for that one than I was for the first one. So it was really interesting to see like the difference. A lot of nostalgia, a lot of just like, oh wow, this is where I've come. Like this is. It was really, really exciting
Ah, gotcha.
to reflect.
Yeah, and that was another one where the I still call him the boy.
It's funny because his license plate said the boy. So you
Did it
can't.
really?
Yes, yes.
I had no idea.
It said the boy. So I think you were just,
Maybe I'd caught it peripherally and just absorbed that because
exactly.
I kind of felt bad because I could never remember his damn name. It's like boy, but he was
Master.
Matthew. That's it. And he was in school at the time,
Hmm.
and you were the old sage that had.
I know. It was different. It was a different role for me. I was like, okay, look at me.
And then of course we had Lori there.
Oh, what a dream to work with Lori.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking with her later on tonight about Mind Game and Texas Romance.
Oh, I will for sure tune in for that.
Yeah, you better.
I will.
So anyway, you had you and Lori, with the boy under your wing. How was that was another one of those great sets by Mike that happened to the Texas Romance set, and I'm going to make sure I have that. Oh, look, Lori joined in a couple of times. I've missed that.
Yes, yes,
I'm down for a horror season.
Yes.
The boy, and then anyway, tell a little bit about that experience as compared to the I'll Be Back Before Midnight experience.
It was different in a lot of ways, but also it was great for me because it reminded me of a lot of the habits that I was kind of not paying a lot of attention to. Like you brought me back to that place of really listening and being in the moment that I kind of lost a little bit within the training at Atlantic. I think it was just because there was just so much happening, and then being in a musical rather than being in a play, that was the acting there was a lot different. So I think you kind of brought me down to earth with the Texas Romance and reminded me like what true acting is, just living and breathing in the moment and just not thinking about what you're doing, just doing it.
Okay, so I got to stop you here just for a second because Scott Wilson is in the green room and he heard all this. So take that, Scott Wilson. So anyway, back to your story.
But it was much needed, and I just felt like I was able to have a lot more fun. I had so much fun during Midnight, but this one I felt like I was able to be like a little bit more of myself, especially like with you and everyone involved. And
yeah, and it seemed like because you also got a lot more. I remember in Midnight you weren't doing a whole lot of voicing your thoughts, and
exactly.
But you did in Texas, which I appreciated the fact that you did that.
Yeah, I definitely gained more confidence with that, which is nice. New York has helped me with that.
Yeah, I would imagine
because they are not afraid to speak their mind. So
Well,
You
there's
gotta
nothing wrong with that.
which is nothing wrong, but so it pushes me to speak, which is
So
nice.
tell me. So you live in New York now,
I do, yeah.
and yeah, and you've been living there for what, 5 years now?
Almost
6,
5. Yeah, yeah, since
almost 5.
2020. I moved here in July of 2020. The
Oh boy,
most
yay!
wild time to what a great time. It was so great. It was so,
No shit,
it was
no
perfect.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my god.
I graduated from App State in May of 2020 from my backyard with all my friends and family. And then yeah, we made the move to lived in Long Island City for about a year, and because I had started Atlantic in August of that year, but it
Mm,
was mainly online. So I was basically just in my New York apartment, just doing all my voice classes, my movement classes, all
yeah.
my acting classes on on a thing like this. So it was very interesting. But I lived in the city for about 2 years, and now I'm out on Long Island. So I get to have my car, and
Well, aren't
it's
you
really good.
fancy now?
Well,
Little Miss Fancy Pants in Long
yeah,
Island.
you know. But it reminds me a lot of home. It's still hustle and bustle and
Wait a
busy,
minute.
but
What? What?
not
Long
the mountain
Island
home,
reminds you of home.
not the mountain home, not the mountain
Okay.
home,
Oh, okay. All
but
right.
like home, like just like I don't know, just not like you can drive your car without freaking out, and you can go to the grocery store without having a panic attack. Even though,
Oh, like compared to being in the city.
yes, where you have to
Yeah.
you have to walk your groceries 5 blocks or walk your laundry all the way, like things like that. So it's just a lot easier, and
Yeah.
there's more nature, which is nice.
If I had to go live in New York City, first thing I'd get is a scooter.
Yes, I thought about it, but I had a bad accident on a scooter once, and I was like, I don't know if I meant to ride on something like that. I don't know if Zoe Dean should be on things that move without the outer shield.
Protection shell, the shell of protection.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what else is going on? Anything else that you say you're getting ready to go work on a show here? And that must, if that opens, you must start rehearsals here like in a
Very quick.
yeah.
Yeah,
couple
and
of days,
it's gonna be a super quick. I think we're only gonna have maybe like 5 rehearsals. So I'm doing a lot of memorizing on my own and working everything on my own here. And then so like kind of what we do with your productions, just have all your stuff down so you can get in the room and just go.
Yeah.
So that's kind
Yeah.
of how it'll move here.
And that was something you kind of got that early on, which was nice because there's so many actors out there that um they, especially if they're not familiar with this kind of a process, the
Mhm.
short process that we have, because we
Yep.
got 2.5 weeks of rehearsal, and then we're on stage.
Yeah, and I mean at App State we worked on productions for months.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yeah.
I love that as well, but I also like the short and quick
Yeah.
because I don't have a lot of time to think
Well,
and
I mean,
overthink.
and that's a
overthink.
double-edged sword too. I mean, are many times, especially on shows that have a lot of layers and stuff like that, that it's like, man, I'd love another week just to
Yeah.
really flesh this out
Yep.
and see where it goes. But then there's been other times when I've been involved in shows where I was an actor and we had 6 weeks rehearsal, and after about the third week, it's like, oh my God, would you just fucking let us do the show?
Yep. Yeah, and it's helped me a lot with film too, because
Yeah.
that's how film is. You barely even meet for a rehearsal before your shoot dates, so you have to do that quick, and
Yeah.
which it hurts my brain sometimes because I wish I could just sit with the script longer or sit with the character longer,
Yeah.
and it's kind of out of my hands at that point. But
And I'm sure you had now tell me, was there a moment, because I'm sure there was, if you can remember what that moment was, in either Texas Romance or I'll Be Back Before Midnight, where 3 days after the show closed, you thought, fuck, that's how I should have done that.
yes, both shows. They have many moments, and I'm still thinking of moments now to this
Yeah.
day of things that I could have done differently. Oh yeah.
That's yeah. And that's one of the downsides of that short process,
Yeah.
that doesn't let us do that, because then it gets so frustrating. It's like, oh my God, I want to do it again now.
Right?
know,
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yep.
well, you were amazing in all this, and I just want to remind everybody that the reason we're doing all this is Ensemble Stage's version of our Giving Tuesday a month early, because we'll be in tech for our Christmas show on the real Giving Tuesday, and we wanted to do something special, and so now we have the copyright trademark Stream-A-THON that we're going for
Remember that,
this.
people. Remember it.
Yep. And Zoe, you're so very few people warm my heart when I see them, and you're one of those people. And I just, as opposed to my next person I'm talking to, which is Scott Wilson, which is the furthest thing from that. So I might have to have you come back at 2:30 just to get me out of my fetal position that I'm going to be in.
Just let me know. You have my number. You have my number. So just call if you need some light. But no, it's been an honor. So
well, thank you very much, and it's been an honor having you. And I so hope that I'll tell you what, one of my big fears is when I reach that point and I find that show, it's like, oh God, Zoe would be good for this, and I call you and go, oh, I'm too busy, or that doesn't pay enough. Sorry, I don't make that's not enough money now for me.
No, I don't think that'll ever be Zoe Dean. Don't worry.
All right, you remember that. I have this on tape now.
Yeah, exactly. Good. That's why I said it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, dear. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you, and everyone donate, please. Please.
Yeah, there you go. And I'm going to be re-airing this one because this was a good one. I'll be re-airing this one later this evening, probably to fill that slot that I'll had saved for the re-airing of Scott's play of thing. But I need to fill that in. Poor Scott. I hope people realize that he's in the other room, can hear every bit of this. I'm not just trashing him and he's not here. It makes it no fun if you trash somebody and they're not here.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah.
Okay, dear. Well, thank you so much. And everybody, we will be back in a couple of minutes and start talking to Scott Wilson.
Woo!
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.